Good morning, everybody. It's Mike with smartoptiontrading.com. It's Monday morning on the 18th of December, and we're getting close. 2 weeks left. This is your morning setups video. I hope you guys all had a great weekend. So we have a big gap up this morning. Going to make things a little bit more tough here. We are expecting a vote, I think tomorrow they're talking about, for tax reform. I'm not sure if this is a sell the event or ramp into the event here at this point, so we'll just kind of play the action today. So that said, we have this big gap up. There's some big news out there, and pretty much everything's going to look great. But I'm going to give you some names I want to kind of focus on here today. So I already have Celgene up, and Celgene for me at this point is something to keep our eyes on because it's got this gap it's trying to get back into. It's right at the 50-day now, right? You can see this. Makes it real easy to see on a daily map. We get up here, this thing can squeeze and start filling this gap. Look how tight it is. I talk to you guys all the time how I love when setups get real tight, and this one is about as tight as they get at this point. So I like Celgene. We're going to keep an eye on that one today. In the index world, the IWM is generally one of the strongest indexes into the end of the year. This is its seasonal time of year. Tax reform is supposed to be very good for small cap land, and it's gotten nice and tight here, and there's been consistent call buying on it. So I like the IWM to try to ramp and go here and play into the end of the year as well. Now, it doesn't mean go out and buy all this stuff we're talking about here on the open today. See how it handles this gap up. See what the market does here. So, other names today, Twitter. Twitter is got some big upgrades. JP Morgan upgraded to 27. It is above 23, 24 on the open, right? If it can hold there, could it run up to 24 and finish this filling this gap? Maybe it can, right? So something we'll keep an eye on. It's got a lot of power here now with this. So can we get it in? Can we get this? Can we get this gap fill here? Right? You see it goes all the way back, long way back. Get a gap fill and then maybe close out some of our calls, take some of those calls off. All right, the gap, there's two levels to this, couple levels to this gap. This is the bottom of the candle. The gap actually starts from where it closed, right? So it closed up at 2491-ish, 2490 area. We'll give you an exact number. Close was what? 2047, pretty close. So that's the actual full fill of the gap, but it'll stop when it hits that candle for sure, just to give you guys an idea. So keep an eye on that one there. So we got Twitter, Facebook gapping up this morning also. Nice and tight here, closing top of this range. It's opening around 181, so it's right up into the top of this candle here, right into the top of the area of resistance 37. It's right here, right at the top of this candle. So Facebook looks a lot better here above all the moving averages. I like that one this week here. Apple, I'm already in. You guys know that. Broke this downtrend, closed here. This thing's gapping up. It was up to 175.90 at one point, which would have put it almost at a new all-time high. It's going to open up here at 174.92. So it came in a bit, but it's still up. I may take some off here as we go into this. I'm definitely putting my stop in the money now on this one. What else? Tesla is on my list this week. There's a lot of names on my list, guys. I just want to go through them. Why Tesla? Nice tight setup. Lots of call buying in the weekly 360s that expire this week. Somebody's expecting a big move. And, if I bring it back, here you go on the 5. You can see it's already up at that 346. It's starting to get into this area here. So it looks strong. It's a good area to take a look at it today. NVIDIA, I posted the open interest changes for you guys. Big call buying in weeklies this week, right? We haven't seen that in a while. There's a lot of call buying in weeklies. It finally showed a little bit of strength on Friday. It is now at 193, so it's up above the 8-day. We'll see how it holds it, this range. Micron has earnings this week. It's another catalyst for it, so I like that one as well. AMD also showing signs of life here, changing its direction, trying to get going. I think if you want to play something a little bit cheaper than NVIDIA in that space. I've been talking about Amazon and how tight the setup was getting and how nice this thing looks here. It's opening up plus 10 at 1190. Gets up to just 12, and there's just not much resistance in this area now. So if it's going to be strong, these are some of the names to watch. They'll keep going today, right? If their market's going to stay elevated, these are some of the names to keep an eye on. So I like Amazon for a run back to all-time highs here. And Triple D, I want to bring about this one up again. And the reason is that this thing, it got me out on Friday flat on my common, and then it ramped hard into the close. And there was no news over the weekend, but the thing is, it's over the 50-day. It's up on the Bollinger Bands. It has a gap here, and it has a huge short interest in this name can squeeze. So I like this name a lot here when it comes to that. So that said, I would take a look at all these names here, see what you can do with them. These are some great names. Watch the banks, see how they respond to everything. Goldman Sachs is up. The banks aren't up as much as I thought they'd be here, though. Energy still seems to be mostly out of play. And biotech's an area I really like. I just don't know how much they're going to buy it before the end of the year. So, really, as we focus on this week, first thing today is see how we handle this gap. Is this a gap in trend up day, or is this a gap and they pull us back? And then also, this week we do have tax votes, see how that's handled. And then, we're setting up for the Santa rally, which starts on the day after Christmas. So, it's a short rally this year. So we don't have a long week, and we'll see how things go with that. I'll be back with you guys at 9:30. For you guys that aren't in the service, this is free today. There is a link in the YouTube description for a special promotion, $25 for the first month, $100 every month thereafter. Give me a shot. I guarantee you won't be disappointed with trying up. Lots of ideas like this out there every day. We do this morning setups call, option flow, news, trades all day long on private Twitter. And I do a recap video every night talking about the best action, what I think is still swingable, and what I still like in the market and what I'm looking for. So that said, everybody have a fabulous day, and see you guys at 9:30.